Now we're going to switch gears to our GMA cover story and the latest legal battle for Real Housewives of New Jersey star Teresa Giudice and her family. Her husband Joe is currently serving a 41-month prison sentence for fraud. And last month, an immigration court ruled he should be deported back to Italy upon his release because he is not a U.S. citizen. In a moment, we'll talk to Teresa live, but first, here's her story. For nearly a decade, Teresa Giudice has been one of the biggest reality stars on TV. Her famous outbursts and her softer side endearing her to millions of fans.
You're fabulous. Fabulous! I'm so not a stage mom.
But in the last few years, the 46-year-old housewife facing multiple challenges for her and her family. Back in 2015, Teresa spent 11 months behind bars for fraud. Just months after her return home, her husband of nearly 20 years, Joe, beginning his own prison sentence for mail, wire, and bank fraud. And last month, a judge ruling Joe Giudice would be deported back to Italy after he is released in 2019. Teresa Giudice is joining us live right now. And thank you so much for joining us. I know this is a tough time for you.
Thanks for having me.
And it's been almost a month since the judge ordered your husband, Joe, to be deported back to Italy once he is released from prison. And what have the past few weeks been like for you and your family?
You know, heartbreaking, very sad. The girls are really upset. You know, it's hard for them. Like I was just telling you before, like adults can handle anything. It's hard for children to go through this. They're asking themselves, like, why is this happening to me? Like, you know, I want my daddy to come home.
And you've gone to visit him, obviously, in prison. How's he holding up?
He's being very positive.
That's all he can do, I guess. And you and Joe have been married for almost 20 years. So when you got married, you said you thought he was a citizen, but he wasn't a citizen. He moved here when he was 1 year old. So why did he ever apply for citizenship?
I guess that's something you would have to ask his parents. You know, his dad became American citizen before he was 18. And then his mom did it after he was 18, and then the laws changed. So, I mean, and then I don't know why they never made him an American citizen.
But at this point, does it make you angry at this point to know that he never applied for citizenship, or that he's...
Yeah, I mean, I never thought I would be in this position.
And when he went to prison, and this is tough on any relationship, you made it clear you weren't happy. So what kind of strain has this put on your relationship with him?
Yeah, I mean, it's very difficult. We've been through a lot. You know, I've gone through ups and downs, like being angry and, but listen, I have to stay strong. I have 4 beautiful daughters that, they need their mommy.
And mentioning your 4 daughters, when you went to prison for 15 months, you explained to your girls you're going away on the work trip. But now it seems like your daughters know where your husband is, where Joe is. So how has it been? How did you tell them? How did they find out?
Well, I mean, they're old enough now. My oldest is 17. My second is 14. My third is 12. And then the baby's 9. The baby doesn't really, like, we keep saying that he's at work, but, I'm sure she hears. And, like, when he calls, it says it, calling from a federal prison. So she hears that. And
I know your oldest, Gia, she posted a heartfelt message on Instagram for her father. And how has she been coping with all this? And has she helped you, or has she helped her sisters cope with this as well?
Yes, she's amazing. I mean, I tell her every day, like, she's like the rock of her sisters. And, so she's helping me, explain things to them. And because my third daughter, Melania, she's having a really hard time with this.
And you said you're going to appeal, and you are appealing this ruling.
Yes.
But did you ever think of the other side? If the appeal fails and Joe does get deported, how would you handle that?
I'm just taking one day at a time. That's it.
Take it as it comes.
Yes.
And you're still a big part of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, one of the big stars there, one of the biggest reality stars in the country. A lot of people criticize you for being on the show as this is all going on. So what do you have to say to that?
I mean, I've been doing this now almost, 10 years. This is how I make a living. I have 4 daughters to raise, and I don't understand why people would criticize me for that. I mean, I'm doing it all by myself.
This is the reality of your life.
Yes.
And you got to work to take care of your family.
Exactly.
And
if I don't work, nobody, how are they going to live?
Exactly. And we wish you the best in this fight for you and your family, Teresa. And thank you so much for joining us.
I just want to say my dad's in the hospital, and I know he's watching me. Bye-bye. Ti voglio bene. I love you. Mwah.
Yeah, our prayers are to your father as well. Thank you so much, Teresa.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.